All right, we are fully restocked at the Coventry location with fish tanks again. Today we're gonna go over my top 5 favorites in the store at the moment. My number 1 is this 90 gallon from Planet. It's a fully sumped tank. It's got a nice glass sump, dual socks. One thing I like about this tank is it's only 3 feet. It's not overwhelming. It's a great tank to get started with salt water if you want to go saltwater. Great freshwater tank as well. It's not too tall. If you need to work on it, you can easily reach the bottom. It's deep enough so it's very easy to aquascape. It's a beautiful tank, and you guys know I like the rimless tanks. This one has a real good look to it, and it's a great entry-level tank. Coming in at number 2, I love big tanks. This Planet 180, 6 feet long, 2 feet wide. Once again, completely sumped. If you need to work on this tank, it's canopied, so if you have small kids that like to throw stuff or cats, it's a great canopied tank. It doesn't have the doors like the old style canopies used to have. It's hard to work on the tank going through those little doors. This entire part lifts up, sits on top, and as we just talked about with the 90, if you need to work on the tank, this one's a little harder, but if I get on my tiptoes, I can reach the bottom of this tank, no problem whatsoever. It's all about ease of working on it. If your tank's a pain to work on, it's gonna get all gunked up because you're not gonna clean it as much as you should. You're supposed to enjoy your tank, so get something that's easy for you to work on. Fresh or salt water, you can get away with a lot of different kinds of fish in this tank. Beautiful, beautiful tank if you're looking for one of those big boy tanks. Here's another Planet 3-footer. This is the 100 gallon model, also fully sumped, 2 feet wide, 3 feet long. This one's a little taller. Kind of tough to reach the bottom in this one, but if you have a stool or a small step ladder, it's pretty easy to work on. Said it's a little bit taller. Great reef tank. Make a great discus tank, in all honesty, because it's taller, so they have more swimming room. It's 100 gallons, so you can cram a lot of fish in here. It's a great tank. Beautiful, clean design. I really like Planet's rimless tanks. They are very clean looking. Number 4 is the Planet Crystalline 4-footer. Once again, great freshwater or saltwater tank. It is fully sumped. Cool thing about the Crystalline series is it gives you this smooth transition from the tank to the stand. It's a very clean look. This one has a really nice wood grain stand. This one being 4 feet, you can get away with a little more aquascaping. If you wanted to do freshwater with it, you can go over the top, putting a big piece of driftwood in here. If you want to do a reef tank, there's plenty of room for your aquascape to go in, and you could fit a lot of corals in this thing. This is a great tank. And at number 5, I'm gonna throw a bit of a curveball at you guys. I'm always talking about saltwater. This is a freshwater tank, but bang for your buck. This tank is running for $100 right now. It comes with the light, it comes with the filter, it comes with the heater. If you just want to get started out with a beta, this is an amazing little setup. Everything you need right in this little box. And like I said, it's $100 out the door. Best deal in the store at the moment. Have a great day, guys. Here comes Scott with his top 5.
Ernie just hit you up with his top 5, so I'm going to show you my top 5. Now, Ernie was basing it on saltwater. I'm going to show you guys basing it on freshwater. And the first one I'm going to hit you up is this Planet Aquariums. This is a 150 rimless. What I like about this tank is the overall height. This is pretty much one of the higher tanks you're going to go for height-wise when it comes to a rimless aquarium. And the other thing I like about this is the big center overflow. We have the big center overflow here. This has a clear series in the back, so if someone wants to paint it black, they can, or they can leave it open if they want to illuminate with the light underneath it. I love the overall look. Anybody that knows when I do rimless tanks, my favorite part is going above the rim and really using that. For me personally, I wouldn't necessarily use the Pico lights. I'd either use a strong light like off the top one of the Aqua L lights with the glass style that's white to match the stand on this, or I'd come up over the top and I'd use AI primes. I like the AI primes because one of my top favorite thing on any of these rimless tanks is the overall shimmer. It looks great. So this one here is one of my top favorites, and I like the stand. The stand on this is a 36-inch stand. I love the modern look, and this is a classic series. What I like about the classic series, I love how you can see the wood grain across the whole system. The other thing I like about this is the depth, the 24-inch depth. One of the biggest things I always get is I wish I went bigger on so many aquariums. Versus doing 18, I like the 24. I do believe 30 inches is way too deep because it's too much work to really get into the back to clean it. So 24 inches, my probably top favorite to work on one of these aquariums. Coming in at number 2 is the Planet Crystalline. So this is the Crystalline. What I like about this is a 5-foot rimless tank. It's 20 inches deep, and I like the overall look. This is somebody that wants a long tank to take up some nice space, not too high up, easy to work on, and overall looks great. One of the things I would do this is a large community fish tank with angels, and same thing, I go above the rim, I take large woods, come up and over, and just give it a great look. The other thing I like about this tank is also the stand. Stand's one of my top favorite. On any of the Crystalline series, I love that sleek, totally rimless look, how it flushed matte right on the stand. And the stand, this is the espresso stand, this is the Elegance espresso stand. So it's a darker color where that it's not black, but it fits into most homes, especially the most New England homes. And I love how if you can get a look at it, you can actually see the wood grains right on it. The other thing is the sump system. We have the entire sump system that comes with this setup, and I like the glass sump as they have evolved it and just made it more modern with the micron socks, and we can change it out either for freshwater or saltwater. This will look great either way. Coming in at number 3 is the Tideline 62. What I like about this is the largest 4-foot all-in-one that we carry. Anyone that worked in from a BioCube or any one of the Fluval tanks, the Fluval Flexes or anything like that is used to working on an all-in-one aquarium. When you step into the 4-foot all-in-one aquarium, it's the same basic idea. All the filtration and life support is in the back of the tank. What I like about this is if you're gonna do saltwater or freshwater, it's a great mix, especially probably the largest tank you're gonna get onto if you're worried about doing a sump on a saltwater tank. Very easy to work on. You can pick out great different types of coral sinularias and things like that, and controlled by AI primes. So the amount of money that has to go into the tank to build this as saltwater isn't as expensive as if you were doing a very large reef aquarium from there. I like it for any sort of gravel, for some smaller community fish on freshwater. On saltwater, I base this entire thing on corals, especially all aquaculture corals. I think all-in-ones are one of the best tanks to work on any aquaculture corals to really give an aquaculture only aquarium. I love the stand, I love the way it looks, and I love being able to see that wood grain on top of it. Coming in at number 4 is the Planet Crystalline Show. So what does a show mean? A show means there's no overflow inside that setup. So we're not using the sump. A show is designed for us to use canister filtration, and that's what this is. I would actually leave the back, see how it's clear like that? With the Clear Series, if you want to illuminate the back. I love the lightings on here. You can see I'm actually using a Weeks Aqua Light. This tank is done to grow live plants or to have that modern look. So I would actually design this how it looks now, except it's obviously no artificial plants. This would be all live plants to grow this out. Now, what type of filtration would I use? I'd either get into an FX6 or an Aqua L. I like the Aqua L because those canisters have a very large paddle on there to prevent a lot of the live plants from getting stuck into that paddle. Overall filtration, everything can fit right underneath it. This is another one. This is a 5-foot tank by 24 inches deep, totally rimless. The other thing I like about doing a rimless tank when it comes to planted on a canister style is I like when the plants hit a certain point, they'll actually grow up and out of the water, giving a really cool look. And you can even use marginal plants around the woods that you have coming up out of the tanks. So something like this, I could do pothos, I could do monkey mask mastera, I could do peace lily, anything like that to really bring the aquarium to life. So the possibilities on this aquarium are endless. Coming in at number 5, I have to agree with Ernie. This is a Planet Aquariums 180 gallon. First of all, the fact it's an overall Planet Aquariums is just one of the best lines that are out there on the market. It's just a great aquarium, right? Great product. I'm very happy with just that aquarium. I love the one center and overflow right smack in the middle. This is gonna make a great freshwater or saltwater tank. You're talking about a 6-foot by 2-foot tank. It's not too tall, where it's great if you're putting this in your living room, you're sitting at the couch, you're right at eye level with it. And I love the cabinetry on this. The cabinetry is really what brings it together. This is a 12-inch lift up top. I love this. This is the Elegance series, and it just looks fantastic. And we've run this with a very large sump. And either freshwater or saltwater, this is one of my top picks. I can picture this in any home that wants a large aquarium. All three locations are packed in aquariums. There's all sorts of aquariums from rimless to canopies. We have it all. Now, Ernie and I are just showing you our top 5, but there's fantastic aquariums out there between all ones, canopy tanks to rimless tanks. I'm sure we could find something that would fix your own. Make sure you check out any one of our 3 locations.